Hi, it's Faceless Tech. This is a project I've been working on for far too long, probably over a year, on and off, just trying different things out. Basically, it is a Geiger counter. I've always kind of been interested in Geiger counters. Probably just, finding out about Chernobyl and stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool to actually have one. I'll give you a quick demo before we get into the meat of it. So I've got my source here, which is a lantern filament, an old lantern filament. As you can see, it's already started to pick it up. So, right, do you want me to get into some of the hardware? What it is a AliExpress Geiger counter board, which I've got a failed print here, that kind of just sits here. You've probably seen them, like a big slab PCB, and then you have the Geiger counter bit sort of strapped to the board, like this way around, just like strapped to the board, and then you kind of have to add your own Arduino or whatever else you want to do to it. So I thought, it'd kind of be a bit unwieldy to have this as like a device that you'd use to look about, the different sources and stuff. That's why I come up with the idea to have a detachable sort of like a wand, if you would, for the probe. I'm using a Arduino. It's like a Pro Micro, but one with the USB-C port on it. I've got a custom sort of boost charge board that I've made, and then I've got a LiPo battery that's out of a recycled out of a single-use e-cig, and then we've got one of these 32 by 128 OLED screens. I did start kind of writing my own firmware for it, but I got so far and I was like, I'm sure probably someone's done this a lot better than I have, and I did find someone. I'm going to link that in the blog post, and in that blog post is the link to the Instructable for that, so it makes it a lot nicer code. There's no point in reinventing the wheel at this point, is there? So yeah, it's got like an on and off switch, nice and simple. I got rid of, there was like a switch on the side of it. I'm not sure what that actually did. I think it was like some kind of test mode, so I basically chopped like the switch bit off it, so that's not exposed. But I did expose the 3.5mm headphone jack. You've got this, which is the USB port to upload your code, and then on this side, which is the charge port, which has got a little battery icon. The way that I did this sort of wand was I basically got two magnets, neodymium magnets in the bottom here, and then I got two magnets in the base here, so they kind of stick. I was going to go with just like a magnet and a bit of steel, but they kind of didn't have enough force between them, because they're only I think they're only tiny little magnets, so they weren't really up to the task for what I designed it for. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I say, I started out looking for, because I got the Geiger counter board, and I was like, I need a source now just to make sure that everything is working so we can start testing the code. So I looked around Mighty Ohm's website, which he sells Geiger counters, and he also has a section on sources that you can buy and stuff. I looked on it, and there was something about a little sort of glass marble, but that wasn't enough. As you can see, I'll show you now. When you just turn it on, you get a bit of background, but it's not really enough to, it kind of picks it up, but it's not really that, we can't really tell it that over background radiation. The next kind of thing was use some other glassware, like the I can't think of the name of it now, but it was always big chunky bits of glassware, and I thought that's a bit annoying to sort of store in your garage and that. So I just come up with this other one, which was the mantles, which used to go in like my dad used to have one. It was he used to have the Coleman ones or the whatever ones, and they'd run on petrol, and then you'd glow really. It was within a time when you couldn't have basically LED light bulbs, or bulbs weren't bright enough, so they used to use petrol on it. But these kind of I'm not sure when this is actually from, but to me it looks pretty old. It was only about £10, I think. Sell them on eBay. That's quite radioactive, as you can see when you do the test on it. You get a nice, it's almost like you use it on a TV program, wouldn't you? You'd have that as your source. And you've got your LED there. That's just a bit of a, I think I changed mine to a green LED rather than the red one it come with. But you see it's got the little counters and stuff on it. It does have a battery, you can have a battery level thing, but I didn't actually hook it up on this one because I didn't really think it was necessary. The battery lasts for ages in there anyway. It's like a nice, I think it's a 550 milliamp hour battery. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. The inside of this is just got like two little sort of sprocket things that holds the tube in place, and then I desoldered the two like sort of mounting parts of the PCB. I took them off and just wired them on because it's kind of, I didn't want to solder straight to the tube because there's the excess heat and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's I think it's turned out a really nice build in the end. Something a bit different. That's what I wanted, not just like most people just make a box. So I thought I'd just go the extra mile. But as usual, all the design files for this, where to buy all the parts, so you should hopefully be able to recreate this if you would wish to. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.